guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today, Shabby Saturday, I'm going to try and shabby up this plastic set of drawers. Now, I bought these last week to put all my sewing bits and pieces in, my thread and all little bits and pieces to tidy up my sewing machine. But I wanted to, you know, shabby it up a little bit, sort of like cover it up. So I'm going to give this a go today. I have got some chipboard, so I'll link this down. I do have that, I think, in my Amazon storefront, because I love it. I absolutely love it, and it's really good value. It's what I make my boxes and bits and pieces out. That's what I made these out of and covered them up, which I love, and they're so handy. So I thought today I'm going to give this a go. Now, these aren't big enough. They're not quite big enough. These are 12 by 12. So we have to do a little bit of juggling. So I have marked this across here. I'm going to just show you my idea of trying to cover it. So I'm going to put this one down. So we're a bit of a different angle today. So I'm trying to get as much, you know, viewing for you that so you can see. So what I'm going to do, I'm putting this on top, but this one I'm going to butt up against here and lift that up. Push this across because I want to make like a little box for this to sort of slide into and then cover it up. So what I've done, I've put that like that. I'm going to take another one and pop it on the top like this, and I'm going to get a pencil. I've already marked this one, and I've just gone along here with the pencil and drawn a line across there. So that's the piece I'm going to cut off so it's the right height, like that. So hopefully this drawer then will just sort of like push in. But again, we have, I'm going to turn this to the side. Once that's on there, we've got this little bit that we need to add into, and this little bit that I'm going to cut off, I believe, is going to be the right amount, the right piece, so we can put that onto the side and stick it on. So that's the plan. So I need two this size like this, so I'm going to cut that down like that, and this bit, because this is 10 inches high, sorry guys, I forgot to measure it for you. So this is 10 inches, or that's 25.5 centimeters. So that's the width, and it's also the height, and it's 14 inches this way, or about 35 centimeters. So that's the size of it. I'm not going to do anything with the drawers because I like to see what's in them. So I just want to see what's in the front of them like that. So I know what's in there, but it'd be quite nice for it to sort of be covered up and look sort of like a little bit neat and tidy. So that's the idea of it anyway. So what I need to do, I need to cut down this line here. So I'm going to just mark this one off a little bit darker. I've got my machine, so I got hand cream on, so it's all over this. I've got my little cutting machine, which I can do. I'm not worried if this is a little bit, tiny bit bigger so it can slide in. So let's just go down through there, and I'm hoping that this bit is going to be the little bit that will, yes, I've just got that a little bit higher, which is just perfect. So I'm not sure, because you know, I don't want it to be tight. I'd rather it to be a little bit baggy if needs to be. And then this bit I'm going to just pop under here and cut that off. So this will just slide in. This butts up against, so that's on the table, and that goes across. And then I've marked that across there like that. Make sure we are pretty level like that, so that comes up, and then this piece goes on there, so that will hit the ground, so it just needs to be just down through there like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to measure these, I'm going to cut them off, and then I will be back, and then we will stick the pieces together. So I'm just going to go off and cut them up, and then I will be back. Okay guys, so I've cut them all out. So I have got the side pieces and we have the extra piece. So I've tried to write on them so they're going up the right way. So we've just got to sellotape them sellotape them, or this tape them together. So I've got the two sides. I have got the back, which I put arrows in because I know which way they're going. So that's the back piece, and then we've got the top and we have the bottom. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tape these together like that. And I'm going to tape them so it's on the outside because I want to gesso the inside. But maybe I'll probably have to tape both sides actually. So I'm just going to take some tape like this. Let's just take that off. So we shall tape these together like this. These to me as tight as possible because this is actually, these aren't going to bend. These are just one piece, but I'm hoping it's going to stay one piece. By the time I've taped it up, we should be okay. And then I will cover it in the paper. So I'm going to gesso the inside and paper the outside. So let's just make sure that is on there. Lovely. Don't really want the bits hanging off the end because I want to keep this quite neat and tidy if I can, like that. So that's not bad, that's quite sturdy actually. So that's the top, bits of tape. We shall do the bottom. Oh, we don't need that bit. Pop this on. I'm not sure, there's no point me giving you the measurements actually of these bits of card because it depends on what size box you've got. You might have a smaller one. It will be a lot easier because then you don't have to sort of puzzle them together. You can just sort of cut them out the right size. So I'm hoping this is going to work lovely. We shall see. Like this. There we go. So that's the top and the bottom. Like that, and then we will do the back. Doesn't need doing because that's just one piece. So I put an arrow on these ones so I know which way up they go. Put this on. That one is tight in there as possible. There we go. Let's get rid of that tape. And then we can just gesso the inside. I'll tape it sort of together. Hopefully my table will be big enough to show you, because obviously I want to gesso the inside before I tape it together. So that's one piece. That's really kind of strong actually. That's really good. And then we will do this piece. Oops. So this is just brown packaging tape, but it's the paper. It's sort of like the craft one, which you can sort of gesso over and paint over. Because the shiny one, you can't do that. It just, you know, if you're going to stick paper over the top, it's okay, but you won't be able to sort of paint over it, because it will just come off. But this one is lovely because you can paint over the top. You can gesso over it. I will gesso the inside just so you can't see the tape and stuff from the inside of the box. I'll gesso, but you can use white, any paper. My God, I can't talk today. Any paint, white acrylic paint or any colour you want to paint on the inside, it's fine. Okay, sides. Two sides, we have the back. We have the bottom. So this will go down first. So this will just sit on top like that. I'm not going to put it together like that, but this is the back. This is a side like that. This is the other side. This will stick on there like that. This is the top so, and then we've got the back. So if you can see like that. So what I'm going to do, we shall get rid of the box. We'll pop the box down on the table, and I'm going to tape these together. So we would like these to go on the by the side of it. So these have to go on the side of it. So let's just move this one. That's the top. These have to go in a big long line. Like that. So let's pop some tape on. Let's just do one at a time. Let's do this one. That one. Turn this over. Give it a little. Okay, this is the side. So this is going to go on. Leave your little gap. Leave a little gap like that. Because this is the side, so this has to go on, you know, hit the ground, if you know what I mean. So then, oh, it's a bit, pop another bit of tape all the way along. Oh, I do like making things like this. It makes it such fun, and I love to see, you know, all my things made in the craft room. Do you know what I mean? So they're all nice. I've got my papers on them. I think they just look lovely. So that needs to go down. So this has to go flat on the floor like that. Is that going to be on there? Let's wiggle this. Perfect. Sorry guys, I'm just wiggling it around. So that goes down like that. Let's do this side. Put this one on. It will probably be easier, if you've not done something like this before, to do something a little bit smaller. What I mean. So it will be a little bit easier to sort of handle. Let's go this way. Now you can put these the other way if you don't want it to bend, but it's not as if it's being taken in and out all the time. It's going to just be the outside casing, really, because you're only going to be moving the drawers in and out. Like that. Pop that on. Maybe I'll have a... Okay, top, bottom. Oh, I've just put the top on there. Okay guys, I've just done that wrong. See, I'm not looking. Good job I wrote on these. But then again, oh no, it can't do that. I can't do that. That was a bit silly. Okay. Read it. Read what you've put down. The whole reason I wrote on these is so I wouldn't do this. Let's turn that over. Let's do that again. How many of you spotted that? Did you spot that I put the wrong one on? Okay. Take that one off. Let's put the side on. There we go. Let's lift that up. Good job I've got lots of tape. Let's stick this down. Like that. Turn that over. This is where you need a very, very big, nice workspace. Now it doesn't matter which way round this goes. Let's make sure we've got that gap there. I've got to put that the wrong way round again, haven't I? Okay, let's do it this way. So all of these are the same. Right, I need to concentrate. I'm not concentrating enough. There we go. Let's put that on. Let's stick this over the top. Okay, so I'm very good at showing you not what to do. So let's just put that in there. So we can just wiggle like that, and then push that down, because that needs to go the other way. Not that it really matters which way. So on the outside. Ta-da! So that goes like that, right. So on the bottom, this needs to be on the bottom. So this needs a bit of a wiggle around. Push in. There we go. Right. Top, bottom side. Now I can attach the top to this bit. This is the top. That can go like this. Oh, not yet. That goes on there. Like that. Turn it over. Oops. And then this can go on here. Like that. So we are just making a nice rectangle box, basically. Like that. And then once this is on, so that's the side, that's the bottom, and that's the top. So it just does that. So we've got our little box. Now, if you've got a giant box at home, I didn't have any. So this just does that. So, shall I see if the box fits? That goes in there like that. That comes over like that. And then we just join it at the top. Look at that. Oh, fabulous. And that's our little box. So then these little drawers come out. Now, once it's done, so these can come out and they can come level. Well, I've left a little bit at the back like that. Can you see? So this can push in like that. And then I might even put just something just around the edges like that, just so the box doesn't slide out, if you know what I mean. But we'll do that afterwards. So these need to come back out again. Like that. So the back needs to attach to the bottom. So it's got to go up this way. So this is why I put my arrows on. So this is the back piece that comes up, because what I need to do is then paint it all, just so in the inside, and just leave it to dry before we tape it up on the outside and cover it with some beautiful papers. Right, I'm going to just flip this over a minute. It's a bit of a task for a Saturday, isn't it? So that's my thing, so it goes like this. Right. I know lots of you love to make your own things like this. So this is why I was going to just do it on my own. But I thought, no, I'll let you, I'll work with you and just see how easy or complicated it is for you guys. Right, so this will go up at the back. That goes across, so obviously this just attaches to that piece and that piece and that piece. But we will tape that up once we've painted the inside white. Now I'm painting the inside white without the writing on it, because the writing can be covered up. So I'm just going to gesso this. Let's just turn this around. Get some gesso out and quickly give it a quick paint, so 2 seconds. Okay guys, so I've got my gesso, I've got a plate, and I've got a little bit of a sponge, and I think easier to do a couple of layers on the sponge, or with the sponge. It's easier than painting. I should probably wear gloves, but I'm just going to go over this like this, just so that we don't see the brown inside. Now again, you can cover this with paper, but I don't think it really needs covering with paper. I think it'll be just a bit of a waste because you're not going to see it anyway. So quick little paint like this. So I will speed this up because you don't need to see me painting this. Okay guys, so I have covered that with gesso. I think it looks really, really good. It's only for the inside, so it's just sort of like a base for it, so it's not sort of like you can't see the sort of tape. And having actually this bit that I've added onto the back, you're not going to see that at all. You'll probably see what's inside this bit maybe a little bit more, but the back and this bit you won't see at all because it's all going to be covered up. So I'm just going to wait for a minute. So this is dry. It's pretty dry. I'm just going to wash my hands and tidy up. And then what I will do, we will put the box inside and tape it up. So it's all taped up. It works so well. I'm so pleased with it. But again, you might have a big box. Look at that. That's what it looks like. You might already have a box that you can use or cut up and make fit. So there we go. I'm just going to quickly leave this to dry so it's a little bit drier, and then I will be back. I'll get all nice and cleaned up and ready for the next bit. Okay guys, so it's all nice and dry. I'm all cleaned up and we're ready to do some sticking. So we're going to stick this together. So let me just get the drawers. I think it'll be easier if the drawer is inside it, so that we've got a little bit of support. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tape it just a little bit, just so it's on there, and then I can go around a little bit better just to keep this in place. Which way did I have this? Did I have this over the top? Not that it really makes a difference as long as it's level at the front like that. We can just tape this up, put that on. There we go. Nice and tight. Let's get in there. There we are. So this is coming out lovely. I love it. I think it's lovely. So I've got some, did I show you the papers? I can't remember now. I got these papers, which is in the big bundle. They're really nice. It's sort of shabby vintage. We like the sort of shabby vintage sort of bit. So they're going to be really nice over the top to cover it up, cover all this tape up. So they can go on, and then I think it's going to look great. So guys, have you made anything like this? This is nice and tight, so I would like to put something in the front though, just to sort of maybe stop the box coming through. Now this has gone over the top. This needs to come up like that. A little bit of tape. So this is why it's good to have the drawers inside. So it gives you that little bit of support. Now I'm going to pull that up nice and tight in there. Oh, that's a bit too tight. Line it up, there we go. Oh, that was a bit too tight on there. So yeah, I didn't have any cardboard boxes, which is a shame, because I do like a good cardboard box, guys. I really do. I'm thinking about covering up my little see-through drawers at the side as well, because I've got two stacked on top of each other. These ones here, but when they move, I've got them stacked on top, they move, so I'm not sure whether to put like just a little casing around here. We'll see how this one goes. and see how adventurous I am. If we're doing the big one first, I probably should have done a smaller one really, but it's going to look good. Just that little bit. Pop a bit around here. I'll cover it all up in a minute, all the edges. I just want to make sure that everything is pretty sort of flush around the outside. So yeah, if you can, get yourself some of this lovely craft tape because it's so handy. I use it all the time for all sorts of things, as you probably know. It's great. Now, down. Okay, which way up does this go? This way. See, look, it's not going to pull the drawers out. If you have this too loose, you'll end up, when you pull the drawer out, you'll pull the whole set of drawers out. Do you know what I mean? So that goes right back. And what I'm talking about is, I know that's pretty close. You've got like a little lip here on this bit. Just wondering whether I put something just a little bit around this edge. Just to stop the whole thing coming out and sort of like tidying it up really, isn't it? What do you think? Hang on. Look, I've got some little leftover pieces. I'm just wondering whether I can, obviously, just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit, just so the drawers don't sort of catch. So what would that be? That would be, let me just mark that off. Where's my pencil gone? Yes. So, that would be roughly a little bit like that, wouldn't it? No, you want a gap and then a tiny bit. Would that be this right? For that bit. And then a little bit, so it's the same all the way around. Okay, I might try that. That's the right size. Do you think I'll get 4 pieces like that around? Right, 2 seconds. I'm just going to cut this and see. Okay guys, so I've just cut 4 pieces like that, but the bottom one has to be a little bit thinner. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it up like this so you can see. I know we're pretty close now. So this one has to be quite thin, so that would just stick on the edge like that, and then the drawer will come out. If it's the same size as the others, it would be too, the drawer wouldn't come out. So what I'm going to do is cut that like that. We're going to cover most of this up with paper anyway, so you won't really see it. So I'm just going to cut this off like that, put that on. So obviously this has to stay in here now. I might take the drawers out so we can see, and I'm just going to get some tape. Take a little bit of tape, pop this down. Like that. Take a piece of tape, pop it across here. Oopsie daisy. Like that. Pop that along the edge, or actually I could just, what do you think? Oh, it's a bit tricky. Let's just put that along like that. Once it's attached this side, I think that will hold it down. So that's that little bit. We're going to cover that with paper anyway. Let's do the top. So we'll have one of these at the top. So cut this little bit off. Take the rest of this piece, I think. sure I'm lined up this end. There we go. Like that. And then these two little bits will just fit in here like that, so that will fit there. Just snip this little bit off, and then that should fit in nicely like that. Perfect. Keep checking to make sure the drawers come out. I don't know why that's not coming out. I think it's just caught, I hope. Why is that drawer not working? Oh, there we go. I think it was just, if I put that in there. See, look, got plenty of room for that to come out. We don't want to get things stuck in there, do we? Okay. Let's try and tear this a little bit more evenly. Oh, look at that. Oh, what a mess. I should just use the whole thing, shouldn't I? There we go. I'm going to have to do this on the table. Pop that along there. Down. Oops. Oops. Patience, guys. We need patience for this. Now, obviously, if you're going to do this, these things are optional. You don't have to put these on. I'm going to have to just tromp this just a tiny, tiny little bit more, I think. Oops. There we go. Put that on. Put that down. Okay. Okay. And then I'll attach those in a second. Let's do this side. I think that's just going to sort of finish it off really nicely. Or let's cut this to size. There. Let's just eyeball it. A little bit of tape. I'll use these bits of tape to fasten the other side, the corners, in a minute, so it won't be wasted. Oh, there we go. That's a better tear, isn't it? Doesn't really matter which way. Pop that on. Push that down. Oops. Oops, that's too tight. Lovely. Let's get these little bits together. What should we do? Which way should we do this? So we don't... I think it's going to have to come this way. Like that. In. Oh, I love it. I do love this. Let's go this way. Oops. And then like that. Fabulous. There we go. Lovely. When we got paper around this as well, it will make it a little bit stronger. Let's put this down. Let's go. Pull that nice and tight. Hold those bits together. So look, this pull out perfect. That's why we needed just this little one. Just need to be a tiny, tiny bit thinner than the other one. Let's go. Pull that nice and tight. Things we make, guys, isn't it? It's mad, but it saves a lot of money. If you wanted a nice sort of chest of drawers to put all your little bits and pieces in, I think it's worth the effort. Okay, look at that. I'm loving it. So then that means that these just pull out absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now I'm going to, now this obviously can't have two, well, it doesn't really matter about the weight on the top actually. Now I'm going to take the drawers out, because I'm going to just be moving this around to stick everything on. So let's get rid of some of this tape. We don't need the tape anymore. I'm going to take the drawers out like that, so that they don't rattle around. And then if at some point you don't want the drawers in there anymore, you don't want this, you just take this front piece off, this little bit, you can just cut that off. Lovely. Okay, so where shall we start? Down this side, I've got these lovely papers. So I'm hoping I'm not too close. So I've got, I'm not quite sure how we're going to do the top, whether I just collage that afterwards, but I think the side pieces, I'm going to just stick these two on the side. So this is the side. We're going to make sure we are up. That's the top. Make sure we are up the right way. So I'm going to stick this on so it comes over here and goes over the top of here. Now this is going to be the tricky bit, so I think I want to try and get this bit done first. So let's just glue this on. Nice bit of glue. You want lots and lots of yummy glue. Little spreader, whether it's a credit card or whatever you've got to spread the glue around in. And as well, once the glue's hardened, it gets quite, you know, strong and hard, so you don't want a ton of it, but you want enough of it so it sticks down nicely. So you want a bit over the top and a bit underneath. Got my other little spreader, which we can spread this around with. Like that. Do you know, I shouldn't have left so much over this side, should I? Don't think this is... No, I'm not gonna. Okay, don't leave so much over there. I should have just left a little bit. That was a bit silly, but then I suppose it could cut in. Okay, let's just... Okay, this is probably not what not to do. So you can see all the mistakes that I make, and you can rectify them, can't you? So I'm going to go in to here, wherever that is, a bit more. Feel where that corner is. There, there. Is it there? It's about right, I think. Okay. Yeah, look at all that waste. Look at all that waste I've got. We just don't need all of this, do we? So on the other side, this has to come under there. Can actually cut a bit more off there. We don't need all of that. Ta-da! There we go. Just go under there. That can glue under there, and that can glue under there. So let's just take that little bit off. Right, let's open this up. Take some glue on here. Gosh, guys, I'm very close. I do apologise. Can't get my camera up any higher. So I'm going to just glue this all the way along here. There we go. Underneath. Oh, I could ink it a little bit, couldn't I, as well, when we're done? Let's just hold that under there. Not sure I put glue on that bit. I don't think so. There we go. Screws that down. Tuck that underneath. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to do the other side quickly. Exactly the same. Let me just cut this like that. Put side down, just like that. So that's just on that corner like that. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to do the other side, and then I'll be back. Okay guys, so I have actually added quite a bit of the paper on here because it took me a little while, and it's a little bit boring to watch. I've added a little strip through here as well, and a piece on here, and also the back. So now what I'm going to do is just do the top. Now I've got some little bits left over. This is a piece from the side which I can put on. I like this piece, this little bit, to go in the middle. Can you see that? So I might just do bits around the outside and then put this in the middle. So if I sort of like stick that, this is bits left over that I had from doing this front piece. So as long as these are sort of covered up, I suppose that would, you know, that could go like that. And then what I just need a piece for there. like that. I could cut a piece of that off, couldn't I? And then this would go in the middle. So that's quite nice. So it's a little bit of collagey bit, but I like the top piece. So where's my ruler gone? I'm going to just tear this piece down like that. So loving this. It's turned out a little bit more vintagey more than shabby, but that's okay, isn't it? I think we can get away with that. I found some little corners on here while I was waiting for this to dry. I found some corners which I think are going to look really, really nice. So let's see, let's put some more of this on. So it's a sort of like, you know, it takes a little bit of time. It's not a quick project because give yourself a few hours to get this done. Unless you've got a smaller set of drawers or something. But, you know, take your time doing these. It's a nice project to do and I really, you know, I love it. I'm loving doing this. I do like making stuff. So let's just spread some of this out quite thinly. I'm so happy how it's turning out. I really am. So let's just a bit more there. A bit more there. What was I going to stick on this side? Oh, this piece, wasn't it? This is the piece that I was going to just pop on there. Like that. These are little things. This one I got from Temu actually, but I'm sure you can get the same sort of thing off Amazon if you don't do Temu. So let's just push that down without getting glue everywhere. There we go. And then I had a piece that was going to stick on the front here, so I just need to add a little bit of glue onto this bit. Don't use your best glue. I've said that before. When you're collaging, you might have some collage glue, some decoupage glue, but don't use your best tacky glues and stuff to do this. Just use a PVA that you've got, because you do tend to get through quite a bit of it. So let's just spread that. Put this onto here. Like that. Look, I've gone over there. Got a wet wipe here. Let's just see if I can just wipe a little bit of that off without making too much mess. Squash that down. I've got a little bit of lace. I thought I might pop a little bit of lace along the front if I can. This needs to just lift up just a little bit. Tiny bit of glue in there. There we go. Yeah, I've got a little bit of vintagey lace that I would like to put on the front. And there's little corner things which I think will look nice. But I do want to add a little bit of ink. Just a little bit of ink. Ink this up. Gosh. Nice bit of glue. There we go. Okay, I think that's Andy back. He took Jessie for a nice walk. We have a very nice day today. A bit windy as always at the moment, but it's beautiful. So I will be out in the garden this afternoon. Get a bit of fresh air, which will be lovely. Right, how far do we need to go to the edge? Put that down. What were we doing? This one, weren't we? So I need to add to here. Go. This on. A little bit of glue, I think, on. Just pop a little bit on your little spatula thingamajig. Make sure I don't get glue everywhere. Just like that, and then go underneath. Just to catch those edges. Like that, and maybe there. There we go. That looks about right. Let's squash that down. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. And then what was I going to do? I was going to pop a piece across there. That might be a bit too big. I don't need it right across this bit. I should have put this on first, really. So that can go down. Oh, that'll be alright. I think I'm just going to stick it all on, actually. Let's just stick it all on. How far down do we need to go? Okay. A little bit more glue. I should really stand this up. That's why I love my tacky glue bottle, because you just stand up and it's always ready for you to glue, isn't it? Oops, which is the one I'm using. There we go. There we go. Is that about right? Oopsie daisy. Needs to go there. Down a bit. Level with that. Sorry, I'm talking right into the microphone, aren't I? Okay, I need another wet wipe. I put too much glue on there. I don't normally like using wet wipes on my digital papers because it does sort of smudge it a little bit. Wiping it off. Oopsie daisy. Let's go around the edge. A little bit round there. Okay, fabulous. Last piece. This piece then is just going to go all the way on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that to the side and I'm going to pop some glue onto here. If I can. Just around the edges. Because we've got some on there. I'll pop a little bit more on there. Okay, so I think that we are pretty glued up now. Let's just spread that out. Take this and I'm going to do this. Turn it round. Don't really want to get glue on the front of this, but I want to get it all the way around the outside. Then just spread that. Okay, which way are we going? Make sure we are going the right way, and it's this way. So let's try and get this just a little bit straight in the middle. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I do like that. Let's just grab this little corner. That looks lovely. I'm really, really happy with that. Is that everything on there? Fabulous. So that's the top. That's one side. That's the other side. This is the back. The bottom I'm going to wait because I'm going to pop a little bit of fount on the bottom of this, and this is the top. So let's put our glue and bits to the side, and I'm going to get my ink. Where's my ink pad? Here's my, no, we don't want purple, do we? We've got our ink. I'm going to take my little dauber and I'm going to test it at the back and the front. Just going to go around, there we go, just around the edge like that before I add a little bit of lace. So I'm just using vintage photo on here, just to sort of, I suppose you could use the purple, couldn't I? Shabby it. Go. Could add a little bit of gesso on top as well, just to distress it a little bit. I think this just sort of like will finish it off, and then I'll show you the corners that I got. I think they're going to look really nice, but I think maybe I might have to put some E6000 on to stick them on. Okay, let's do the top. That's stuck down. Oh, I think that's just heating up a little bit. Put some glue on there. There we go. Little bit. We don't want anything coming undone, do we? I was thinking about sort of like decorating the top with something, kind of sort of like shabby lacy bits or something, or a doily, but I'm not 100% sure, because I'm not sure whether I'm going to put anything on top, because I've got another set of drawers which could actually go on the top. You know, if I put little jars or containers or something on the top, let's just do a little bit around here. Here. A little bit more. Let's get this. Oh, I love it. Oh, how lovely is that? Not that you'll be able to see much of this inky bit, because I'm going to just cover up. I'm not going to cover the bottom bit up because that's quite thin, and the drawer will get stuck if I put any lace on it. But I'm thinking that, did I do this side? I didn't do the bottom of this side. Let's turn it this way. Do you know what I mean? You can distress it, like I said, you can put a little bit of gesso over the top. It all depends how you want it to look. Or you could have just painted the box. You didn't have to sort of cover it up. You could have used acrylic paint on there. Oh, well, I am loving it. Okay, so that's that. Now this is the front. So no more inking. I don't think we need any more inking for a minute. I hope this isn't too high up for you. So I've got a little jar, and I've got these like little corners, and look at that, they just fit absolutely perfect. So I've got another one here. What do you think? I think they're going to look really nice, aren't they? But I've also got, so that's and there's 4 of these. You get little nails in there, but obviously they're for little boxes. They're for little wooden boxes, but I have got loads and loads. I'm not actually sure. Look, a whole pot of these. Not actually sure where I got them from. I've had them for years. So let's put that there. And then that will go on there. I do have the vintage lace, which, let me just unravel some, which I was thinking, let's just take these two off a minute, which would look quite nice just to go around the edge. If I glued that on, then this would still fit over the top like that. That's lovely, isn't it? I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's take these off. Wish I could get, let me just see if I can get my camera a little bit higher. Okay, it's a tiny bit higher, I think. Not sure whether it's much, but it's a little bit higher. I'm going to get some, what shall we stick this on with? I think I'll stick it on with 3-in-1, shall I? I'm going to go this way because it's going to be easier for me to stick that down. So I'll cut this piece. I'll do the 3 sides. I won't do the bottom like I said because I think that's going to get in the way of the drawer. So let's just pop a little bit of this along here. Like that. Stick that down. Oh, this is so lovely. Then I have to tidy up my desk. Well, not this desk, but my sewing desk, which is beside me. I've got stuff all over the place there. That can come down. Oh, I don't want that bent bit. Let's give that a wiggle. Straighten that up a little bit. So I just go from that bit down. There we go. Don't really want to sort of overlap it because it will make it a little bit too thick. Oh, lovely. Lovely. I'm so pleased I put the little edging on it. I think it's sort of like finished it off really nicely. So you haven't got sort of like, I wasn't quite sure how to do it, but I think that came out really well. Oh, I'm liking this little delicate bit of lace on here. So let's put this just under there. Oopsie daisy. To about there. Because I don't think it's going to quite. If it doesn't catch, I'll put the drawers in, and if it doesn't catch, I'll add a bit. But I don't think we really need it. There we go. Okay, look at that, that's so nice, isn't it? Oh, I love it, I love it. Right, we need to put these on. It should be fine on the bottom like that. So if that, they're not the best, they're not as straight as they should be. Let's just bend that in just a tiny bit. There we go, that fits a bit better. So shall I can't put any of this on because I'm going to put that on, aren't I? So I don't think I will. I'm going to leave it because I know I did test it and it won't fit. So I'm going to put this on with E6000. So I've got some, it's E6000, but it's B7000. It's the same sort of stuff, but it's really good. I love it. It works so well. So we'll just put a little bit down in there. Pop that on. It's a tad smelly, so you've got to be careful. So put that one on. Oopsie daisy. Hold that on. It's not going to stay on, is it? Maybe I should pop. Maybe. Did I put my glue gun on? Maybe I'll pop a little bit of glue gun in there just to hold it down first. That might work. Oh, they're doing lots of drilling outside. Can you hear it? Okay. I'm going to put these on and then take them off and put the glue gun on. Let's just squeeze a little bit. I like this glue, but be careful because it does smell. But I like the little, which way does this go? The little nozzle on it is great. Just going to turn these around. It's got like a little split, so I'm going to put that on the side of this. Put that on. Stick those down, stick that on, last one. And then I've got, what did I do with them? Got some little attachments that I might pop on the drawers as well. Have a look. I'm not sure whether they're going to look a little bit odd. Okay, so let's put that like that. Okay. Lid on. That can go over there. What did I do with them? Just while we're waiting for my glue gun to heat up a minute, just want to show you these. They're these little, they're little, what are they called? I can stay in my hand. What are they called? I can't remember what they're called now, but I'll cut them off and stick them onto the drawers so they look like they've got little handles. I got this little handle, but it's just sort of, these are a bit too small to go onto the plastic. I didn't think they looked quite right, but I think I like those. Yeah, because I've got a bag of these, but they just don't, I think they're just a little bit too small. Can you see? We've got, that would sit on there like that. I think if I coloured this, they would look all right. But I kind of like these little ones sort of like hanging down. Then I could hang a little bit of lace or something over the top of that. That was my thoughts. So let's take those, let's put these in here. Like that. Okay, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to add a little bit of glue gun in there just to hold that on in place while that glue dries. So we've got the glue around that, but it just needs to stay in place with a little bit of glue gun. This way. Oh no, that's the wrong way. No, it's not the wrong way. Here we go. There we go. Stick that on. I think that was the wrong way. No, it wasn't. I thought that was a split at the front, but it's not. Last one, just put this on there. Like that. I'll get rid of those little bits in a minute. The little strandy bits. Oh my gosh. Glue hands. Let's take that glue off. Lovely. I am loving that. I just think that looks really, really lovely, doesn't it? Right, I need another 4 to go on the back. So we need to do the back as well, don't we? Really, honestly, I think you could probably get these from Amazon, Temu, or somewhere like that. I used to make little wooden boxes, so that's probably where all of these things came from anyway. So, gluey fingers. Let's pop some B7000 on here. Like that. So that needs to go on the bottom. So let's squirt a little bit of glue to hold that in place and pop that on. Like that. That one. Oops. Push that on. There we go. Okay, which is the side? Right, I'll put the little slit bit, I think at the back on this one. So we need this one first. Oh yeah, I've kept these little corners for so long, but you never know when you're going to use something, do you? That's why I like to have all of these things. I'm not very good at sort of destashing things, because I like all my bits, because I never know when you're going to use them, when they're going to come in handy. There we go. Hold that on. There we go. I'll wipe all that glue off in a minute. Let's put the lid on this because this is kind of smelly. Be careful of this on your hands as well, because it's not the best glue to use. This will all stick down. Okay, my lovelies, look how lovely that is. Oh, I do like that. Right. I'm going to put that like that. I'm going to just bring my boxes in. And then going to, what have I got? Take this. I'm going to cut these down because I really don't want to see them. Let me just, I can cut that with this. There we go. Take that off and then just glue that. Do you think I can hot glue that to there? Take this a minute and squeeze that flat like that. Don't want the glue to ooze through there, but I think just a little bit of glue on there I think will stick on. Let's try. Let's give it a go. Make sure it's in the right place. Not that I would use it to pull the drawer open. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not sure how well that would sort of stick, but it's just for prettiness, isn't it? There we go. What do you think? I think it's a little bit on its own. Let's try it in the drawer. think it looks really pretty. These are a bit grubby. I've got my grubby fingerprints all over them, but I think that looks really, really pretty. Right, let's do the other two. Let's cut these off. Like that. I probably could have made a hole in here, but I don't really want to. I don't really want to sort of drill a hole through there. I'd rather just stick these on and then I can sort of take them off if I need to do that. So let's hold that. Got to be quick because putting glue onto the metal takes the heat away very, very quickly. Oops. Let's get behind there and hold that on for a minute. There we go. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely. I'm just going to pop that in the drawer. And then we'll do this last little one. And then we're pretty much done, guys, I think. I think it's so pretty. Not as shabby as I thought it would turn out. It's a bit more sort of not rustic, vintage, isn't it? But we can still have a sort of a shabby vintage, can't we? Let's put this on. Pop that on there. Hold that on. Oh, I do like it. There we go. Let's just pop this in. Like that. And there we go. Oh, love it. What a lovely, lovely project. I think that's fabulous. I will take a better photo of it. It's a bit close. I do apologise, but my camera doesn't go out too far. The little thing isn't long enough. But how lovely is that? So then I can fill all my little bits and pieces up. Knowing this is really, really sturdy, really hard. So I can put all sorts of bits and pieces on top of it as well. And the drawers open lovely, don't they? Look at that. Oh, I love it. There we go, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you're going to give it a go, whether you're going to do it on a bigger version, smaller version, the same sort of thing. But please give it a go because it's really, really lovely and you will love them when you have finished it. But I will fill it with all sorts of bits and pieces and I will show you what it looks like. All right, guys, well, thank you so, so much for joining me. Do have a lovely, lovely rest of the day. I do know it's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to everybody. Please take care, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.